Hi, this is Grace, and in this video I'm going to talk about when somebody who has, say, narcissistic type of behaviors, they do something that's wrong, and they blame it on somebody else, and the people, they kind of do. I'm not doing a diagnose, but they have these behaviors, and the other people around them, out of fear or whatever kind of fear, like fear of losing their place in that person's life or fear of that person, because these people can be dangerous. Some kind of fear. They don't say, no, you were wrong. And what happens, when people get used to, people who have these narcissistic behaviors are never corrected. Nobody ever tells them they're wrong. Now, you'll hear a lot of people say, it doesn't matter how much you tell them that they're wrong. They're never going to believe that they're wrong, and it's only going to cause you problems, and so on and so forth. But I kind of worry that we have become a world where, and it's kind of obvious in a way, where so many people have gotten used to just doing whatever they want to do, and nobody corrects them. Nobody says you're wrong. Nobody says you can't do that. So it just gets, it worsens, and narcissism has worsened. Yes, so anyway. Okay, I have a clip where I'm talking to that guy, not actually talking to him, but I've got my window shut, and he's next to the guy that was tailgating me, and I'm saying, really now? Really? But I had just done, was doing a clip at the time, so I'm not going to use that one. I just put it on YouTube, it's going to be on private. But yeah, he was acting really freaky. He had a BMW and he was doing wrongs, but when you live in Narcissismville and the more money they have, and especially if they're male versus female, yeah, he could have, I was going to call the police on him, seriously. I thought about it because he was acting very peculiar besides tailgating, but, he could have done the same thing to me, who knows. For what? But that's how it goes with some people like this. They do wrong, and, it's like they're going to do wrong, but somehow they're going to have people who back them up. And my experience has been, like, if I were to call the police, and they would have, I've had that experience. I had some people on their bikes, they're, I guess, in training or just on their bikes, but I think they're kind of on training, but one of them got right in front of me in a stop sign, like I'm, stopping for the stop sign. He rode his bike right in front of me. I had to slam on my brakes, and then his best buddy that was coming up behind him, I guess, his best buddy, was on my passenger side window and started yelling at me. Seriously. And two of them were behind me, and here I am. I'm videoing this crap, because I video when I'm driving, home. So I live in Narcissismville. So anyway, I called the police on them, okay? But they were acting like it was going to be me. But the thing about it is, I have seen things like this turn out wrong. Like when that crazy neighbor of mine, she called the police on me because she and one of her caregivers come charging across, because she owns the road, charging across my yard. She almost got to my yard, but I had my dog. My dogs were in the back of the SUV, and I was letting them out. And they saw the dogs, and they ran the other way. So they called the police on me. I can let my dogs out in my yard on a leash anytime I want to. Ridiculous stuff. Oh my goodness, I'm kind of worked up, as you can tell. This video was going to be about whenever, people, like that guy had a best buddy and said, yeah, you're right, the guy that was in the BMW driving way too close to me and then acting crazy. But if he had had somebody, in the car with him, that person may have said, yeah, if the police had been called or anything, they might have, stood up for that person, 2 against 1, because they wouldn't want to lose their status with that person, whatever their status is. And that was going to be about the video, what the video was going to be about, that kind of situation, but then that situation actually happened without the other person next to them. You get what I'm saying? God, it could have been that guy in the BMW would have had somebody with him. It was hypothetical kind of thing. This is not making sense. But yeah, that was kind of, I don't like to go out in the morning at all. And I don't like to go out after dark, after, what happened, because I do live in what I call Narcissismville. People have too many people, not everybody, but it does stick out, and it's got this reputation. I didn't give it this reputation. It had it the first time I ever heard of this place. It had this reputation that people have a really high sense of entitlement, and yeah, that's a kind of narcissistic behavior there. Yeah, and they do. They run the show. But anyway, because that kind of unnerved me. I don't like to go out in the morning because, like, people who are late for work and you're in their way and you better move out of their way, when you're driving the speed limit or maybe just a few over it, especially around school zones. You've got to drive the school zone, not a few miles over, per hour over it. But they don't think so. They think they're first, that kind of attitude. Now, school zones, right in the school zone, yeah, but right before it, they want you to go as fast as you can up to where the school zone starts. Oh my goodness, it gets to me sometimes. It really does, and it makes me want to move to a small town somewhere where, at least the local crazies. But really. But anyway, one of the things that I did notice about that guy in the BMW was that he wanted to make sure he didn't get like too far in front of me, so he'd slam on his brakes, like when he finally got next to me when the road got to 2 lanes. Like, my thought is he didn't want me to get a picture of his license plate. Okay. Yeah, so he was acting really weird. Even at one point turned off and let cars pass him, and then he got right back behind him, turned into like a turning lane, stayed there and let cars pass him, and then he got behind them. So what was all this worth to him? To sit there and tailgate somebody on a road that only has 1 lane going in each direction, no shoulders, no median, but he's going to tailgate a car, an SUV, when he's got a little BMW. What is his payoff with all this anyway? Then he gets to the light, and because of his behavior, he gets paranoid, Yeah, because, the woman is showing me that I have a camera. Yeah, on him. Okay, his behavior was wrong. So he's going to be scared that I'm going to take a picture of his license plate. Would that type ever admit it? I'm going to tailgate you on that kind of road. No. Anyway, I'm going to go into the store and hopefully calm myself down a little bit. It was just too strange, too early in the morning, any time of the day. That would be too strange the way he was behaving. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. It's going to be one of mine. Kind of rambling. Stream of consciousness as it happens, in the moment kind of thing. So if you want to subscribe to this channel, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click one of the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share if you would. And I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.